All right, guys, let's go on a rant about how I feel about AA meetings. First, a backstory. I've probably been to hundreds, at least a couple hundred AA meetings, especially when I was younger, starting out trying to get sober. I mean, this is what society pushes on you. From every aspect of society, it's go to an AA meeting, work the 12 steps, get a sponsor. This is what people tell you. It's not even what society tells you. It's, in most cases, ordered. You know, like if you go to, let's say you live in a sober living house, or you go to therapy, or you get arrested, you get on probation. I mean, these are court ordered for you to go to AA meetings weekly, you know, whatever, go into a couple of them. And nobody really took like an in-depth look at if they work. And the success rate of AA, to be honest, is just not very high. It's like under 10%. Like, it's not. Becoming clean from, you know, addiction of alcohol or drugs is obviously very low. But the statistics on AA is not very high. Not very high in a sense that it should be court ordered. There's no choices for what you can do. And it's not a one size fits all. So my route is not exactly going to fit other people. And people that have chosen AA and succeeded in it, that's not going to fit other people. So the fact that it can be court ordered, in my opinion, is just absolute bullshit. My experiences with AA, first time going, I should say I went to a few meetings that I thought were pretty upbeat. And when I was younger and trying to first get sober, I thought I was doing the right thing. I was working the steps. I got a sponsor. I felt part of a community, and I was seeing some success. And then months after, every time I went and did the steps and I went to the AA meetings, I would relapse. And I had gone through that process at least 5 times, you know, for like a period of, you know, 1 to 6 months. And every single time I would relapse. And I had no success with it. And I really didn't understand it until towards the end. If you watch my video before about how I was locked up, when I got locked up this last time, I had an epiphany when I was in jail, when I was looking in my reflection in the mirror, and I just saw how fat I was. And I realized that these AA meetings were just brainwashing me. They were literally just band-aiding all of my fucking problems. You know, the first thing that you do when you go into AA and you first do the steps, they make you admit that you're powerless against your addiction. And after being 10 years sober, and even back then, that just fucking pisses me off. And I was never fucking powerless. I had the power in me to get sober. It was the fact that I was negative talking myself, and I was coddling myself with the fact of going to these meetings and the fact that they were telling me to admit that I was powerless. To admit that I was an alcoholic, or I was an addict, and that I had a disease, and that it was going to be like this for the rest of my life. And in some aspects, that's true. You are going to be an addict for the rest of your life. But there was no positive spin on it. All of this shit was like real cultish and real negative. And when I was young and susceptible to this stuff, desperate for whatever could help me, I'm just following everybody's lead. This is what you're supposed to do. And this last time when I got locked up and I had that epiphany, things changed for me. My mindset changed. And when I was locked up, I started working out. And then everything changed. And then when I got out, I was ordered to go to 2 AA. It was like 2 or 3 AA meetings a week. And I had to get them signed for. And it was court ordered. And I went to these meetings. And every single time I walked in there, I was just pissed. And I was mad. And I want to explain to you why. It's because I saw it from a different angle. I saw these meetings from another side. You know, I had been working out and I had been losing weight and building my confidence and building myself as a person to where I became, you know, strong-minded. And when I walked into these meetings, it completely just blew my entire mentality. Like it brought my mood down. You know, I would leave there just emotionally exhausted. Where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? It's the law of attraction, the universal law of you are who you hang out with. You know, you can't hang out with a bunch of addicts who are struggling, who can't let their past go, want to talk about their problems, and expect to have success, expect to be positive, expect to be on a high level. It doesn't work that way. You are who you hang out with. And that's what it is, fucking period. And when I went into these meetings, you know, I had to find a sponsor. That was part of the program. And there were some people there, don't get me wrong, these fucking people were nice. They're nice people. They're sober. That's fucking cool. If that's how they want to live their life, this is it for them. That's awesome. I'm glad. I'm happy. But I don't accept that. And I don't want to be sponsored, and I don't want to be talked to by somebody that I don't respect and somebody that I don't aspire to be. So when I go to an AA meeting and Jack is 20 years sober and he wants to sponsor me, but Jack is still riding his pedal bike to the AA meetings, chain smoking cigarettes, and showing off because he bought the pot of coffee for the whole meeting. I don't aspire to be like that. That's not where I want to be when I'm 20 years sober. So why the fuck would I want to listen to you? If that's how you want to live your life, that's awesome. But that's not what I aspire to be. And that's not my mission in life right now. My mission in life is to become so fucking successful and so fucking happy that anybody who's struggling in sobriety can look at me and be like, I want to be fucking sober. I want what that guy has. And every single one of us that's in sobriety should feel that way. We all owe it to the sober community to be fucking killing it. We want to make sobriety look so fucking awesome that when people come in, they're willing to do whatever it takes to get that life. I don't get it, guys. I don't understand. These people, they brainlessly go to these meetings and they're suffering day after day. Guys, if you're doing something consistently for a year, years at a time, and you're not seeing success, if you're not feeling good, if you're not leveling up, there's something fucking wrong. It's time to fucking take a look at what's actually happening. Take a look at your program. Is it really working for you? The majority of all my relapses, the majority, were with people that I met in AA meetings. New people or existing people that I knew in my addiction. I would be going to a meeting for, a few weeks, and somebody I used to do drugs with shows up. Like, hey man, fucking hell yeah, you're here to get clean? Then I re-up my friendship with them. We start talking. We start working the steps together. And one of us has a bad day. They have a bad day. I have a bad day. What the fuck's gonna happen? You can't do that, guys. You need to be hanging out with positive people. You need to be hanging out with people that you aspire to be like. I wanted to be muscular. I wanted to be successful. So you know what I did? I hung out in gyms. I found the most fucking muscular people I could find and followed their every move. I put myself in those situations. I found the people driving the big trucks and the nice cars. And I put myself in that situation. And I surrounded myself with them because I wanted to be like them. And they helped me level up. Hanging around with negative people is only going to make you a negative person. You are not strong enough to stay positive in that situation. Another negative to this that I don't fucking understand. I was sober one time in AA meetings. Maybe you guys can attest to this. I think in AA meetings you have to be sober for 1 year in order to sponsor someone. I think that's the rule. This group that I had been going to, I had been working the steps. I got my 9 months, I believe I was sober for. I was on Suboxone, first of all. Let me just say that. So not really that fucking sober. But sober from heroin and crack. And my sponsor told me that I needed to sponsor someone. That it was my turn at 9 months. And I was like, hell yeah. Like, that's awesome. I want to help people. But now looking back on it, I had no fucking clue what I was doing. No fucking clue. And that's the case with the majority of these fucking sponsors out here. They're all still fucking mentally fucked in the head. Like, who are they to be telling me or anybody else how to get sober? You haven't even fixed yourself yet. You're 100 pounds overweight. You look like shit. You don't even respect yourself. So why the fuck should I or anybody else respect you? Why should we listen to you? At that point in my sobriety, why should anybody listen to me? Because I've been sober for 9 months? That makes me able to teach you how to stay sober? No. And guys, I'm not speaking all the way across the board here. Now, I know that there's some good sponsors out there. And I know that there's some good groups out there. My argument here is the fact that why the fuck isn't anything else pushed to be sober, to find sobriety? Why is it fucking court ordered for you to get sober through AA? I think it's just the biggest crock of shit. Period. Guys, work on yourself. Find some positive people that you aspire to be like and mimic what the fuck they do. Don't worry about helping other people. Help yourself first. Get yourself to fucking level up. Get yourself healthy. Build some muscle. Build some confidence. Build your life back up. And then show other people how to do it.